Incoming!
This is Darth Brimstone, and I am here with something that I truly love. I love it when articles and stuff like this comes out. The 10 best Star Wars Legends heroes ranked. This is the stuff that kept this franchise alive during all of this stuff. I realized I swear a lot, so I'm trying to reduce that a bit. So, this I'm looking forward to going through. Star Wars Legends kept the flame alive during the dark times. After the Return of the Jedi, Star Wars fans didn't get much new content. I don't actually call that the dark times, because that was when all of the EU stuff came out and I was loving it. Still do, and actually I've gone back and read quite a few many times. Especially the Thrawn trilogy. I've gone through that a few times. So, anyway, but Star Wars Heir to the Empire by Timothy Zahn changed all that. Sure, the Marvel comic had been published into the mid-80s, but Heir to the Empire would begin a new publishing initiative that would continue the adventures of Luke, Han, Leia, Chewie, Lando, and everyone's favorites. They would be joined by many heroes and villains over the years, and I've loved every minute of it. While the heroes of the original trilogy were often the main heroes of the books, later joined by heroes of the prequel trilogy. Legends also created a plethora of amazing heroes that became fan favorites. The novels, video games, comics, and all created new legends, all of which were lost when Disney took the reins of Star Wars. Now that is what I call the dark times. The dark times. The age of Disney. These heroes are the ones that many fans want brought back. I don't want them brought back as long as Disney is touching this, because they will ruin all of them. Kip Duran had a rocky start, but more than made up for it. He was first appeared in The Jedi Search by Kevin J. Anderson. Best appearance? New Jedi Order, Dark Journey. And honestly, I fell in love with that New Jedi Order series. A lot of books. Man, that was a lot of books. But all fantastic. Some better than others, but compared to what we're getting now, oh hell yeah. Kip Duran is a tragic character. One who showed a lot of growth over the years in Star Wars Legends. So, Kip's parents were arrested by Imperials for having rebel sympathies. So, anyway, number 10 was Kip Duran. He ended up going to Luke's Praxium on Yavin, and he was part of Luke's disastrous first class of Jedi. That Exar Kun did some nasty things to that Jedi class. I'll let you guys read it because I don't want to spoil too much of it. Anakin Solo's fire burned bright for a short time, so true. Once again, first appearance, Dark Apprentice. Best appearance, New Jedi Order, star by star. Anakin Solo was the third child of Han and Leia Solo. Leia was pregnant with him when Emperor Palpatine returned in Dark Empire, that was the Emperor's clones, and was key to turning Luke back. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, sorry, I'm losing track here. But so Palpatine returned in Dark Empire was key to turning Luke back to the light. He instinctively reached out with the Force when Leia used the Force to basically love bomb Luke. Yeah, that was interesting. It was good though. God, I gotta reread some of these books. Um, Palpatine would later try to take over the fetus. Yeah, eh, which would be the Emperor's downfall. Anakin was born during Admiral Dalla's brief attacks on the New Republic, and grew up raised by Leia's assistant Winter. Hidden for a time in the world of Anoth, later he would join his brother and sister and be instrumental in awakening Centerpoint Station during the Corellian Crisis. Youngest child of Han and Leia Solo. While not the most powerful of the three, he was most like Luke. True. He became a leader during the early stations of the Ujang War, forging a connection with the invaders and the Shamed One, Wa Rapun, and using a lambent Avong organism that was the light source to replace his lightsaber crystal, which allowed him to sense Yuzhan Vong. Yeah. Actually, I'm kind of impressed. Yeah, well, CBR's not usually too bad, so. Anakin would study at Luke's Praxium. Yep. He would forge close relationships with Jedi Master Ikrit and Tahiri Vela. Anakin, I'll let you guys study up on it. He was amazing. He was a great character. So number 8, Sabatine. He was not at Luke's Praxium for the most part. He did join their fight at a time, but he had a different training method, and he was the one that finished Leia's training. First appearance, New Jedi Order, star by star. Best appearance, Dark Knight Trilogy. He wasn't trained. Yes, he was not trained by Luke Skywalker. He led the Wild Knights during the Yuzhan Wang War. But yes, he did become a trusted Jedi leader, and like I said, finished Leia Solo's training. He led the Jedi Order during Luke's exile as the crisis involving the lost tribe of the Sith and Abeloth, which is a very much bigger story. Kalskirata, number 7. Yeah, he was chosen by Boba Fett. He trained clone troopers. He also created a sanctuary for clones in hiding, and even some Jedi. He couldn't stand Jedi, but he was willing to hide them from the Empire. So, like I said, grew up as a Mandalorian foundling, trained many clone commandos, trained them to be Mandalorian. He was able to convince Jedi Jardin Busik I always have trouble pronouncing some of these names. Etain Termakin to abandon the Jedi and join Clan Skirata. He also created the refuge on Mandalore to hide clones and even Jedi from the Empire, like I said. Number 6, Corran Horn became an exemplary Jedi Master despite genetic handicaps. The X-Wing series I liked, but I haven't gone back too much, so my memory of the X-Wing series is a little touchy at best. His best appearance was Star Wars 1 Jedi. Corran Horn was raised thinking that his father, Valen Halhorn, was just a member of Corsac, Corellian security. He was part of the Halcyon family of the Corellian Jedi. He could not use Force telekinesis, a common handicap for Corellian Jedi, but his other mental powers made up for it. He was able to force absorb energy and redirect its power, which allowed him to become more powerful. And he became one of Luke's most trusted Jedi. Corran's time in Rogue Squadron saw him liberate Coruscant, although he was captured. Rogue leader of Imperial Intelligence. I remember his character. He was a good character. Number 5, Bastila Shan, Knights of the Old Republic. Need I say more? Anyone who played that game loves that character. Either that or you dislike her, but very few dislike her. Was the master of Jedi battle meditation, was instrumental in the defeats of both Darth Revan and his apprentice Malak, fell in love with the reformed Revan, and served as his trusted second in command for basically the rest of, well, his life outside of war. There's a lot of history there. With how old Revan got. Like, Revan was still alive when his grandchildren were around. Great-grandchildren. Like. So, number 4, Jacen Solo. First appearance, last command. Best appearance, New Jedi Order. Jacen Solo was a great character, but a tragic character also, okay? It was heartbreaking to see that, but his life took a tragic turn as the years of war and pain wore away at him. Jacen was the twin son of Han and Leia, younger by a few minutes than his sister Jaina. This one I'm actually going to read. And was raised as Jedi royalty. Jacen spent the early years of his life either being protected or having adventures, and would become a student at Luke's Praxium, where he would prove to be a thoughtful young man who loved animals. Jacen was also quite conflicted about the use of the Force. He feared the dark side, which made him often take a pacifistic stance towards the Force. Something which caused his adventure-loving brother Anakin and him to butt heads. Then the Yuzhong Vong War happened, and Jacen agonized over how to fight the invaders. Jason eventually decided to fight the Vong, but as much to keep his compatriots from falling into darkness as out of a desire to fight, and was part of the mission to Mercure. Um, Jason was captured at the end of the mission, and he found himself in the hands of Vigere, a Jedi, a Jedi of the Old Republic who had left with the first Yuuzhan Vong mission when they came during the days of the Old Republic, who was also partly Sith and running from Palpatine. Vergere taught him much and turned him into a better Jedi, but also prepared him for his terrible future. Jason proved instrumental to the end of the Yuuzhan Vong War, tapping into the power of the Force like no one else ever had. Jason then left the Order, learning to use the Force from various cultures around the galaxy. He became Darth Caedus, by the way. He always debated morality. He was captured by the Vong and trained in secret with not to his knowledge, but also as a Sith. Helped Luke realize how to fight the invaders without falling to the dark side. So something good did come out of it, but it ended badly. He spent years studying the Force, learning to do things that no one else could, but it led to his inevitable fall. Now here's the not so good part. His scars from the war combined with his power made him aloof. He fell to the dark side, which had been planned by Vergere and Sith Lady Lumaya. Jason became Darth Caedus, taking over the Galactic Alliance during the Second Galactic Civil War, and was killed by his sister Jaina, who was left no choice. Jason's life was a tragedy, and while it ended as a villain, for years he was one of the galaxy's greatest heroes. Wedge Antilles became a fully realized character in Legends. Very true. Episode 4, New Hope, obviously. And his best appearance was in the X-Wing series. Rose to the rank of General in the New Republic, led Rogue Squadron, led and founded the Wraith Squadron, commanded Yuvari's task force on several missions, and retired at the end of the war against the Empire. Came out of retirement for the Yuuzhan Vong War, masterminded the Battle of Borlaeus, a resounding Republic victory, and he married Illa Wasiri and had 7 children. Or had several children, sorry. I forget how many. Number 2, Jaina Solo. Honestly, other than Mara Jade, probably one of my favorite characters in the EU. First appearance, Last Command. Best appearance, New Jedi Order, the whole damn thing. They say Destiny's Way, but I say pretty much all of it. Jaina is the eldest and only surviving child of Han and Leia, the twin of Jason. I want you guys to read those books, so I'm not going to go too in depth about it because I already went into some of it when we were talking about Jason. So, was decreed to be the Sword of the Jedi by Luke, who was acting on a Force vision. Was a decorated war veteran, became a Jedi Master and member of the Council, and married Sontir Fel. She played a big role in winning the Yu Zhanvang War, defeating the War Master Savang La. She helped Luke and her brother defeat the Supreme Overlord Shimra. She took part in Swarm War on the side of the Killiks. You know what? There's a lot to cover. That's a lot of books. Read them. They are definitely worth the read. And she is such an amazing character. Honestly, if they were going to make the sequel trilogy, I wish they would have chose her to be the main character. That's what they should have done. But, it's Disney. They're morons. Mara Jade. Mara Jade Skywalker. I love this character beyond words. She is amazing. First appearance, Last Command, Timothy Zahn. Best appearance, Hand of Thrawn. Spectre of the Past and Vision of the Future. Yeah, but I agree with this sentiment. Or anything written by Timothy Zahn. She was the Emperor's hand. She was an expert smuggler. She was an assassin. She became Talon Card's second in command. She had Black Ops training. Unconventional use of the Force made her an amazing warrior, and she was Luke's heart, the heart of the Jedi Order, and the heart of pretty much the EU fan base. Mara spent years working with the Smugglers Alliance, Yu Zhanvang War, married Luke Skywalker, she was the hand of the Emperor. She captured the Chiss Imperial Force. Luke came to rescue her, and Mara and Luke revealed their love to each other. Mission after mission, blah blah blah. They were married. She was poisoned by the Yu Zhanvang sleeper agent, which caused her excruciating pain, which she managed. She was dying. And she managed to use the Force to cover that pain and hide it. Actually, the Yu Zhanvang were very intrigued by that because they didn't know that was possible. Nobody had ever done that with that poison before. She should have been dead at that point, or at least very near death. So Mara, Luke, and their child Ben shared a good life together. Training Jedi, Second Galactic Civil War. They learned Jason was going Sith. She was trying to pull Ben back with him. After months of vouching for her nephew, Mara and Jason fought a fierce battle where Mara's expertise almost won. She just couldn't bring herself to kill him, I think. She did win. She did win the battle. However, the young Sith's trickery made the difference, and he used the poison darts to kill Mara. Yeah. So, yes, I know. Her expertise almost won the day, but Jason killed her. And that was also one of the things that pushed Jaina to the point where she could deal with him. Mara Jade is easily Legend's most beloved character, and for many fans, she is equally important to Star Wars as Luke, Han, Leia, under any circumstances. I'd say she may even be more important than Well, no, I'll say equal because she was special as a character. She won our hearts in those books. So, you know what? Number one, definitely. So, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year. And I hope you enjoy your New Year's Day. And take care of yourselves and each other. I was so happy to showcase these great characters. I know it was just a glimpse of them, um, but I found this and I really thought about it, and I'm going, you know what? I've been covering all negative things with Star Wars. And for once, I wanted to put something positive back in because this was something that had such a good impact on me. But growing up reading these things, and I know some of them came later, but those books growing up, they hold a special place. They got, actually, in some cases, the Thrawn trilogy and things like that have gotten me through the real dark times. The, the real dark times of watching everything fall apart with Star Wars, and they've kept me going as a Star Wars fan through all of this. And I wanted to share a little bit of that. These are really special and should be appreciated as such. So, for those of you that have not read the EU, I suggest you start. A lot of people will say with the X-wing series, and you know what? They're absolutely right. It's a great place to start. I would start with the Thrawn trilogy by Timothy Zahn. It is one of the finest pieces of Star Wars literature that exists. So, take care, everybody. Happy New Year. If you liked the video, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. Um, take care.